Hello, welcome to my channel. We've been reading the Egg Grading Manual, Agricultural Handbook number 75. I just want to stop and show you some of the contents, and then I'm going back to where I was reading. To continue on. Okay. And I've created a playlist so that I have the chapters are going to be in order in the playlist. If you want to start from the beginning and read along, you can in the playlist. Determining interior quality by the breakout method. The breakout method of determining interior quality is a way for graders and students to fine-tune their grading skills. It enables them to make comparisons of broken-out egg appearance with cannelling appearance. The most accepted and widely used method for determining albumin quality is measuring Ha units. The Ha unit was developed by Raymond Ha in 1937 and consists of a correlation of the height of the thick albumin, the weight of the egg, and the internal egg temperature. At one time, this method was part of USDA's Quality Control Program. Research workers and breeders experimented for years on a more objective way of determining interior quality based on the measurement of the height of the thick albumin correlated with the weight of the egg. Statistical analysis of the quality variation found in eggs from flocks of uniform age managed under similar conditions showed that a small sample of eggs randomly selected from these flocks each week was highly accurate in reflecting the average quality of the lot. Based on the extensive research and the statistical analysis, USDA implemented a quality control program in 1959. This program made possible the marketing of high-quality eggs from the controlled flocks under the Fresh Fancy or Double A label of identification. A program to market Grade A eggs under the Quality Control Program was also made available with less stringent requirements than the Fresh Fancy or Double A program. A small sample of eggs was randomly selected from flocks under the programs. These eggs were then broken out. The height of the thick albumin was measured with a micrometer, and the reading was correlated with the weight of the eggs. This resulted in a Ha unit figure used to determine the quality of the egg. The higher the Ha unit, the higher the quality of the egg. While the programs were excellent marketing tools for high-quality eggs, their use was very limited. The Fresh Fancy Quality Program practically ceased, and the Grade A program was not used. Special handling was required for these programs, and additional equipment and facilities were required beyond those for the regular voluntary programs. The use of these programs probably was restricted by their cost and the fact that producers and packers did not receive premiums for the product sufficient to justify the cost. Thus, the programs were eliminated in 1981. Breakout equipment. For economy in time and preservation of the product, the following equipment should be available to persons engaged in breaking eggs for the purpose of measuring the height of the thick albumin as well as the condition of the yolk and the albumin. A flat glass surface approximately 12 by 18 inches or larger. The glass should be placed on a metal stand having adjustable legs for leveling. A mirror of approximately the same size as the glass is needed for observing the underside of the egg. The stand should be set on a table of such height that the dial of the micrometer will be at eye level when in use. A standard individual egg scale that indicates the weight in ounces per dozen for each egg. A test weight should be used to check the scale at the start of the breaking operation and any time the scale is moved. A knife for breaking tray obtained, a knife and breaking tray obtained from an equipment supplier of egg breaking equipment is very convenient for opening the eggs. A Ha meter that has a provision for setting the egg weight and provides a direct Ha unit reading. A squeegee is handy to move the broken egg from the glass surface to a suitable container. Containers for collecting and holding eggshells and liquid egg contents. Procedure. Comparable results can be obtained only if uniform procedures are used. Since eggs for top quality must have practically normal shells, the grader should select only such eggs when obtaining the sample for breakouts. The eggs must be cooled to an internal temperature between 45 and 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Additionally, the internal temperatures of the eggs selected for the breakout must be uniform to provide accurate and consistent results. Care must be taken in using the breakout knife so the thick albumen is not ruptured. Consistent results can best be obtained by using a breaking knife. Blunt edges, such as a table edge, may cause the shell to splinter and the possibility of puncturing the thick albumen. The egg should be held as near the glass as possible and the contents emptied very gently from the shell. In some eggs, the envelope of thick albumen is rather firmly attached to the shell membrane in the small end of the egg. When this is noted, rupture of the thick albumen can generally be prevented by slowly raising the half shell. Ha units should not be measured or recorded when the thick albumen or yolk membrane has ruptured. The surface on which the egg contents are placed must be level. One egg at a time should be broken, since it is important to measure the albumen height immediately after breaking. A delay of a few minutes can make a significant difference in the Ha unit reading. If a micrometer is used for measuring Ha units, it must be checked before using. Set it on the glass and turn the measuring rod down until it touches the surface of the glass on which the broken out egg will be placed, to be sure that the rod is actually touching the surface of the glass. Push the edge of a thin sheet of paper against the intersection of the rod and the glass. The face of the micrometer is then turned so that the indicator will read 0. The procedure should be repeated from time to time during the breaking out operation to be sure that the microreader is properly adjusted. Micrometer. When determining albumen quality with a Ha meter or micrometer, select a flat area in the surface of the widest expanse of the thick albumen for measurement. Eggs with a very high albumen will not have a flat surface, and in such cases, a point about halfway between the yolk and the edge of the widest expanse of the thick albumen should be selected. Care should be taken to avoid measuring areas over an air bubble or caliza. The measuring rod should be rolled down slowly until it makes contact with the surface of the albumen and should be raised and cleaned before placing over the next egg to be measured.